Hello, welcome to the Made in South Podcast, episode 28, brought to you by your two favorite co-hosts, mother and son, Lisa and Ben Harmon. I want to thank you guys for being here today. We are not on Tuesday because Halloween got in the way, and we just
it was very difficult. We had Halloween's a big deal in our neighborhood.
Yes, it's huge. We have hundreds, if not up to 1,000 people coming through, and it is the place to be. We got several loops kind of wrap around. Yes. Easy way to just do a circle after circle of houses. Quite nice.
And one of the traditions, not everyone does it in our neighborhood, but most people do, is to sit outside. So I think people feel really welcome to come because everybody's sitting outside with their candy and their chairs.
A lot of houses now, we all see like on our front of our driveways, so people don't have to walk up to the house anymore. You just walk by and everybody's chatting, hanging out. A few houses make food, and it's a whole
playing music, decorated. It's fun for the adults and the kids.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole event now. But yeah, we had a great time. I hope you all had a great Halloween. Thank you for being here. Hope you all survived the chocolate sugar rush and all that fun stuff. For those of you of age, if you all imbibed in some alcohol like I did.
I do have a neighbor friend that hands out Jello shots to the grown-ups. That's their treat. Yeah. So I brought you home some.
Yes, Jello shots. I worked a neighbor's. He used to do a big party, but now we just give out candy, and he has some local neighbors come over, and they have wine and kind of hang out. But I help give out the candy so he can relax and have wine, not worry about, managing his whole thing. He has a big, cannon slide for candy. We shoot candy through. It goes out to the kids.
And the kids go, here's the house with the candy tube.
Yeah, many kids were like, oh, we remember this game. We love it. So they came over and we shot candy, like big Oreos and a bunch of stuff to them. Yeah.
That's funny. It's a big PVC pipe if you ever want to do anything like big. And then he just painted it orange and black. I think he taped to make the diagonals. Yeah. And then he has last year he didn't have a basket to catch it, so when it came down the tube, it went all over the place. It went on the driveway,
but then there's still candy on the ground. You don't want kids, falling over and stuff. So we had a little trough. I helped him build it this year, so that was fun.
I do want to, speaking of building, we were both remarking, he asked if my son could put together a heater, him and his friend.
Yeah, like a space heater. It was like tall space heaters.
And it was in a box and parts. I didn't see him do it, but everyone was very impressed with your ability to take this,
assemble it, read the instructions, figure out what it was saying, and assemble it. And they were all amazed by him. I think it was my neighbor that made the joke. He was like, "Well, now Ben, we know you can read." And I was like, "Well, there are pictures, so I didn't need help reading." And they all had a good laugh.
I take for granted because when I have this huge shelving unit out in the garage, and it was many pieces. Yeah, he was many pieces, and he put it together.
Yep. I credit to my grandmother. She and I used to build Legos back in the day, so now I can read small. I can deal with small pieces, and but that heater had a lot of really tiny micro screws, and it was a bit of a pain, just because the top piece is kind of like the umbrella that disperses the heat or whatever. It was fragmented into 5 different small sections. You had to assemble them with we had to get 2 people holding it still because it was very rigid, just so we get the screws in and tighten and bolt them in.
I see a new career.
Yeah. Hey, handyman, right?
Parts to whole.
Yeah, I could be a handyman.
Well, he is an event planner, so if you need a heater put together for your event.
I'm more of an event staffer, but I can help you plan some of the stuff. We talked about that on the podcast before.
I know.
But guys, thank you again for being here. We love doing this podcast, and I continue to see people checking out downloads on Spotify and Google and Audible and anywhere you find your podcasts. We are live on YouTube, so we are live right now. The videos will be on demand on YouTube. I think I do the video the same day as Saturday, but you can find the live video as well. That's always there on YouTube. Our goals are to do Tuesday at 7 p.m. This week's a little weird because we had Halloween. I was not in the house at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, so we couldn't do our podcast. But we are here today on Thursday.
Nice.
If you're listening on podcast form, and it's Saturday morning for you guys, we appreciate all the listens. Both help us out. But if you ever go to YouTube, give us a like, comment. I will respond to all comments I see.
And I'd be interested in. I know I've run a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos when I'm doing other things in the house. Yep. But sometimes I'm sitting down watching, but I'd like to hear how people are. Are they listening in the car?
Yeah.
Are they...
Yeah, share with us how you listen, whether it's in your car,
yes.
You have a speaker system in your main room of your house, you just have it going in the background. Let us know. We love to hear from you guys. We've heard from several of you already, and it really inspires us to do more when you all talk to us and say, hey, check out this, or hey, we heard about this podcast and we love that episode. We have a friend of ours who always tells us how before my dad knows what we're talking about, our friend will talk to him like, hey, we heard about this, this, and this. My dad's like, I didn't even know about that. And
he's like, well, I listened to the podcast last night.
Yeah. So he's, we always love hearing those things, whether it be out in public or I have bar guests now who listen to our podcast. They talk to me about it, and so it's...
That's fun.
The more you can share, the bigger circle we get, the more we can do as a podcasting duo.
Because I would love to say, hey, let's just go off wherever it is. Someone, one of our listeners says, go check this out, and we could go.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some things do have a cost.
It does cost, man.
Money does not grow. Well, I guess it technically grows on trees because it's paper. But it's it's a non-renewable resource.
But one of the things we did take off and do recently is Dollywood.
Yes. Dollywood, if you're not from this area or don't know what it is, which you should know about it, but it's a local, I guess you call it an amusement park, but it's like a themed kind of, at one time it was called, the Silver Dollar?
Silver Dollar City.
Silver Dollar City, kind of a more retro themed location, but they've got more modern things, updated areas, but there's some craft fairs, seasonal festivals every year.
They have like 4 festivals a year now.
Yeah, four big seasonal, and then there's smaller things throughout the year. But we just got done with their fall festival, which if you follow our Instagram, I have been uploading a lot of photos. I have about 20-some photos from the festival up there right now.
If you're wondering what it's about, you're like, oh, I don't do rides. I mean, some people want rides. Yeah. We love rides.
And they have increased the amount of rides. Yes. When I was younger, I was like, there's not a lot of thrill rides. But they've changed it now. And there's a lot more roller coasters. I think they have, 7 now?
Oh, I don't know. I think we're going to talk about them
all. So we'll go through a bit. I'll post some photos on Instagram, too, of the coasters. We're
going to do a little review
of
the coasters.
We have talked about Dollywood a little bit.
I'm going to count them.
Yeah.
Sorry about that one.
You're okay.
2, 7, 8.
8 coasters.
We're up to 8 now.
Yeah. Once you get the cost, they never go away. You have them for 30 minutes.
Yes.
But yeah, but they have great food, crafts, activities for kids, rides for adults. They have musical shows. They have a lot of fun things. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about that today in the podcast. We got a few things to talk about, but we just wanted to share some holiday cheer with you guys, hang out with you guys. If you do want to come live, I have my chat right here. I can talk to you guys. You can talk to me directly.
Yeah, right.
And I can, if it's something related to the podcast or you want to say, hey, what's up, I'm happy to shout you out and just, give you a little mention while we're live talking.
I'm not going to say them now, but when we were handing out candy, I would say, hey, I need a joke. So at the end, all the jokes I'm going to say are from our trick-or-treaters.
Yes, all from trick-or-treaters, yeah. There was a moment, since we're talking about Halloween still, where I was giving out candy, and 2 of the neighbors' girls were over hanging out with their parents, and we're all hanging out talking. There's probably about 15, 20 of us just hanging out over there. And I was like, well, girls, if you all haven't yet, go over to my mom over there, and she's doing jokes for candy. So they're, what? And they sprinted over to you to give you jokes. Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I find Halloween a lot more enjoyable when you make a game out of it, or anything, make a game out of it.
Make a memory.
Make it fun. Then a few years ago, that's when we started doing the jokes. I was like, why don't we just go, hey, here's candy. This is kind of boring.
Yeah.
The kids would come back running to our house to tell us jokes.
I have a joke. I have a joke.
Yeah. Not even for more candy, just to tell us the joke. We're like, yeah, come on, bring it. So.
And I am kind of surprised. This is all youngsters out there.
Young whippersnappers.
I call them the youngsters. I had a few come up and go, I don't have a joke. So get out there, find one joke.
Yep. Make it your own.
Make it your own. I call them personally mom jokes instead of dad jokes.
Yep.
That was funny. Do you have a joke? And they'd be like,
they freeze.
No.
And the parents love it. They're over there cracking up because the kids are so stunned. Like, a joke. Tell them that one joke.
Several jokes. Yeah. I still give them candy, of course.
Yeah, of course. It's not really a rule, but we just do it to have some fun and want to entertain ourselves.
Right.
Because I had a joke with kids who were doing the candy shoot. And I was telling them that if they don't catch the candy when I send it down the chute, I get to take out of their candy bag. And they're like, what? I was like, I'm not really going to steal your candy. Just kidding. Yeah. I had one kid who didn't catch it. He was like, he was joking around too. But he was offering to give me his whole bag as a joke. I was like, you can keep your bag. I don't need it.
It just made it more of a game. So that was fun. Yeah. But Dollywood.
Yes. All right. Well, I was going to say one last thing. I got to work with my best friend on Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
So we spend a lot of time together. He and I, we do trips together. We work together. It's always amazing having him there. And he had a genuinely great time. Like, he didn't realize how good a time he was going to have. He sat down and hung out with the host for a while, and they talked like half an hour just after all the kids went home and stuff, and it was just...
I know he sometimes thinks, what is my friend got me into?
Yeah. I gave him some weird things sometimes.
It's always fun and adventurous.
Yeah, I used to live with them too, so we spent a lot of quality time together over the years, and we still do now. And it's when you find that one friend that's really a special connection between the two of you guys. It's you can't trade it for anything. It's truly special.
I agree.
Yeah. We can go to Dollywood, or I can say one more thing if you want me to.
Okay.
So last week I was cast for a role. I know we always talk about acting things you're doing.
Yes.
I can't go into details about what the role is or anything really about it, but I got a role last week. Filmed it Monday. Had a lot of fun. It was a long day, but it was basically noon to midnight shoot, and it'll be coming out next year maybe. I don't know what day. They didn't tell me what day it's coming out, but when it's actually officially out, I can talk about it more and share with you guys. But it's a bit of a bigger project.
I always forget to go look them up and find out.
Yeah. So
I was in a movie recently, and I can't find it anywhere. So hopefully it'll come out someday.
I think this is a movie. I really don't know many details about what the structure is because I'm not involved in that part of it, the production side. Right, so, but yeah.
And when you're an actor, you show up, you do what the director tells you.
You listen, lines. You show up, you make a few connections with the crew. That's all you need to do.
I was gonna stand where they tell you to stand. Yeah.
You can give some suggestions when they're asking things, when they're trying to figure out how to stage the scene. But don't put too much input because you're not on that side of production.
Right.
But I've gotten some ideas like, hey, when you say this, do you mean something like this?
Right.
Oh, yeah, do that.
More clarification.
Yeah, more clarification. Yeah.
I have to.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of fun.
That's fun. Should we talk more about Dollywood or more about movies? Because Film Fest Knox is coming up.
Yeah, we can do a Film Fest and then go into Dollywood to wrap it up at the
Film Fest Knox is next weekend. Mm-hmm. And it's Knoxville's version for independent film. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's not under the SAG rules or anything, but it's all independent filmmakers. I didn't count how many, but there's 4 days worth of independent films all day long, 2 workshops.
So for those of you unfamiliar, independent just means non-big company. It's like it could be a small production company, it could be just a single person and like 2 friends making it. It's basically you're not financed by anybody else. Basically, it's what independent film is.
Some people think. I mean, you might have done crowdfunding.
Yeah, but you're not produced by there's firms that purely produce films.
Right.
Because a lot of people say indie films.
Yes.
So when I was younger, I was like, oh, that means from India.
That's what I used to think.
So that's why I used to think it was, just because I didn't. Because India has their own, like their Bollywood or whatever.
That's what I used to think. Independent films means it's not by a big studio. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, basically.
Yeah. So it could be they have a budget of $100,000, but it's not produced by your Hollywood companies that do this. Yeah.
But what I was going to say, though, is I just found out, I was looking on the website, if you go to visitknoxville.com, then you go in, I'll make sure I say the right, Film Fest Knox, and now the program's up. Because a lot of people are asking me what's going to be showing, what's going on. So all the films are listed there with a little, I call it synopsis, of what each film's about. There are going to be two like classes that are going to be part of the festival. And then they're doing what they call the elevator pitch. And I didn't count them out, but there's 2 blocks, let's say 10 in each block, 20 7-minute films. And you can watch all of those. And
where's the film festival happening?
It is, if you're in Knoxville, you go to our downtown area, and it's Regal Cinema.
At the Regals, yeah. So if you look up Knoxville Regal, like downtown Knoxville Regal, it's on one spot.
Yeah, and you can buy your ticket online. I don't know whether they're going to have them. I assume they're going to let you buy tickets at the door. I don't know that. I just hit me. I don't know about that. But you can buy your ticket ahead of time.
Gotcha.
You can buy your festival pass for the whole time. 4 days is $100. Or you can do it by the block. It's $15.
Remind me and our audience, what day is that again?
It is. Oh, I'm glad you said that. November 9th through the 12th. And that, if you're listening today, it's next weekend. So it'll start on Thursday. So Thursday, it'll end on Sunday, and they'll have a big award ceremony. Yeah, which is always fun.
It's a great experience. One, just to experience kind of smaller films. One, to meet other people, hang out with like-minded minds. If you know nothing about film, still a fun experience to go to and just see some local creatives and see what they're doing. But yeah, I highly recommend going to it.
And it's the films, the short film. They're short. When I say short, that's 7 minutes. But the films are about an hour to hour and a half each. And every day has about, I didn't add them up, but about 5 or 6 films every day.
Like it lasts basically all day, right?
Right. It's basically all day. But until recently, maybe I didn't click on the right button, but the program's on there now, and you can click on it, and the actual program's online if you want to see what's going on.
Well, that's cool.
So I like that. I was like, oh, there we go. Yeah.
That's kind of our movie experience right now.
I'm in 2 of the 7-minute films, so.
And I have not kept up to date in the last couple of weeks on like the strikes going on Hollywood. I believe they're still going on. So I know I don't know any details about it, but I know they're still kind of having trouble coming to exact terms and things. So all that means is your local creatives may be some more rising prominence coming next year. So I was chatting with somebody at my bar yesterday.
It's really hard on the crew. That's
yes.
the
crew.
They're not working.
Yeah, they're salary. They're not making
Yeah, they're not working.
Yeah. But chatting with somebody at my bar yesterday. They're saying how they're going to the movies, but they're watching mostly like re-releases of old films because there's not much coming out new. I mean, there's some things.
I'd heard that. I don't know if this is true. It's just I was thinking because what happened with Taylor Swift, it was hugely successful. You know, she did her concert, put it in the theaters.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah. So she did her concert, recorded
Tay-Tay.
it, and showed Tay-Tay. It's been very popular. She's not under the SAG rules, and she was able to do her movie.
Yeah, music's a bit different.
And I heard they might start putting some like the football games and things in the theater because they're not going to have content next year.
But especially if you only see one game, doing that's probably cheaper than getting like a streaming service for that one game. So
interesting.
Yeah.
You have to get creative.
So I think that in this area at least, what's it called? Halloween, not Halloween. Nightmare Before Christmas, whatever. It's something with Jack Skellington.
Right.
I can't remember what it's called.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. I believe they re-released that.
They did.
So that's where the couple was going to go see.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail is doing a re-release in like a couple weeks.
That movie is still funny. I rewatched it a couple years ago, and I still cry laughing.
I kind of like to see it on the big screen.
I think we have it somewhere, but yeah, on big screen too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of our movies.
Yeah, that's our movies.
There's not a whole lot of news going on right now to really talk about. I think Dune 2 is still coming out.
I wanted to catch, just to say, something I wanted to see was My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, but it's not in the theater anymore, so I'm not sure. If anybody knows where it's streaming, let me know.
Dune 2 has been pushed back to March of next year.
Wow.
And it was going to come out this month.
Okay.
But yeah. So that's not coming out for a while. That's a 10, but it could be even farther back.
I like the first one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I enjoyed the first one, but I didn't know any of the background, so I was like, what's going on? Who are these people? I don't know.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, but let's go to a little bit of Dollywood.
Yeah. So we went, and I had season pass, had a bring a friend. So since I have a friend, which was
a good friend,
my co-host, I said, let's go. So we took off and went, and they have like if you've not been to Dollywood, right when you walk in the door, you can go to the very first thrill coaster's Lightning Rod. And you've never ridden it before. Nope. So tell me what you thought about that.
Yeah, so that's the one that had the propelling beginning part, right?
It launches.
Yeah, so
it has a very steep launch. It's their highest thrill. To me, their highest thrill ride in the park.
So growing up, my tentativeness to roller coasters was always the slow climb up the hill. But this one sends you up the hill. Right? Like you don't take very long to climb up, which now I don't care. It doesn't bother me anymore. But that was always I'm going so. I'm looking down, seeing higher and higher and higher. But basically, you go like right up the mountainside. It launches you up the mountainside.
Right.
But yeah, that one was very high thrill. I'm a big helix guy, like doing like helixes down and some flips. Wasn't any flips in this one.
No.
But it's a high thrill ride, really fast.
And it has like
I always go hands up on coasters.
Yeah.
So what's fun about this one? So you go down. You're not flying out of your seat, but you get a little bit of lift to your seat. So I was
a little air time.
Yeah. So as we turned, I was kind of going like you felt kind of, it was so smooth. You felt like you were kind of just floating through the ride. I mean you're latched down and you're safe, but it was.
It is a wooden coaster, but recently I was doing a little research on it because they're shutting it down this month because they're putting a new launch system in. But what they have done over time,
Sorry. Do you want to explain the change? No, I'm kidding.
I can. I looked it up because I was like, what are they talking about?
But you can look it up. It's basically, they're changing the propulsion system.
It was a magnetic system, and now it's going to be a chain lift.
Yeah.
I learned that.
Yeah. Basically, the magnetic, there's so many sensors to keep it in check. If one sensor goes down, they have to shut down the whole thing. Even if it's not operational, and they still have to go, you gotta get it fixed, you gotta get it flipped back on again. And
last year, I didn't get to ride it all because it had so many technical problems.
Yeah.
So they're changing the lift now because they even said on their social media announcement they want to keep it open, of course. And so they're changing the launch system, and I found out they're also going to change the cars.
Oh, really?
Get brand new cars too.
That's interesting.
So I don't know what.
Yeah.
So we wrote it. I wanted you to get to ride it before it changed, and I wanted one more ride.
Yeah. One great thing about us going at the time we did,
Oh, it was wonderful.
There was almost no wait for any ride. I mean, there were a lot of people there. I say a lot. For the park, not a lot, because I've been there when it's 45 to an hour and a half wait for rides. But we went there, basically walked up right to the line of the ride, like right where you get on. Maybe waited for one more car to go through, and then we hopped right on. Super nice.
I'm just smiling because it was during the week, so a lot of retirees were there. I'm not... Yeah. There was an older crowd, like my age. And I think several... Like, all the shows were pretty full. So I think a lot of people were there for the show. I thought about this later. And so that left the rides open for us.
Definitely true. So if you're wanting to go for rides, go during the week. Much higher chance to go on more rides. Do repeat. There's some kids who are doing... They would get off the ride, and they had... a lot of the rides now, the exits kind of parallel with the entrances. So the Dollywood staff members opened up the line, so you get off and basically hop right back into the line without having to go all the way to the exit, all the way back to the entrance. So.
I wanted to ride Lightning Rod again, but I'm kind of glad. I mean, we rode every ride at least once. Every single coaster, because Lightning Rod was amazing. Then we did Mystery Mine.
Yeah. Mystery Mine's been there for quite a while now, about 12 years? Maybe longer?
I have no idea.
Yep.
I feel like it's a tradition. For a while, and I know your head kind of slammed over one time.
Yeah, my ear, so the very beginning, you get a little bit of a jolt, and I wasn't prepared for it. And it smacked my head in the side of my headrest. My ear was like hot, warm. You know, you get that big impulse, and kind of the blood rushes to your ear.
Well,
so
I was going to say, they took out one of the curves, just so everyone knows, it used to bring your head like left, right, left, right.
Because you're in a mine, just like, you know, like, kind of that rickety
it's
mine.
one time.
Yeah.
So
it's really not that bad, but I just got hit in a
shocked.
weird way, and I wasn't expecting it. But it's like a themed location, and you got like this like
runaway mine train.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it scary because like this narrator kind of like controlling the mine, talking to you, like laughing, and yeah, and it's a lot of fun. You do some upside downs in there. It's in the darker part of it. You go outside for a bit, back inside.
And it acts like the track is broken. And
you get to a point where the track's broken, and then you go down a little bit. Yeah.
That's good. It was good. Okay, so that's that one. All right. It is definitely high thrill.
Yep. I had been there when the line was wrapping around outside the roller coasters. So if something you really want to do is ride coasters, I don't recommend fall breaks. I don't recommend winter break or summer vacations.
Spring break.
Try to go during the week if you really want to ride rides.
When I took a picture of that, now, thank goodness, they have wait time, a big board that has it on there, which is nice. And all the rides said 0.
0 or 5.
Or 5. It was great. Let's see. I'm just doing the high thrill ones first. Then we did Wild Eagle.
Yeah, Wild Eagles is a somewhat newer one. It came back in 2014, 2013, somewhere around that time, maybe.
Okay. I don't know.
No. Well, I remember riding it. We went on a school trip there once. So I remember it being somewhat new around that time. Not between, whatever. But it's basically, you got a shorter harness and you're in a chair, and you're on this outstretched coaster. It's
like an eagle's wing. Like you're on the wings of an eagle.
Yeah, so the middle actually has like an eagle head on it. The very front's an eagle head. And you got little wings on the sides. But you're on 2 cars on each side of the coaster. And it's a very smooth ride as well. But you do upside down a few times. And you go on a big incline to get up to the top. But yeah, you definitely feel it in your stomach. But it's something you want to eat afterwards, not before.
Eat afterwards. I was going to share a story. I took a friend before
I know the story.
I won't say her name because I know her husband listens.
You know who he is now.
Yes, you know who you are.
Love you.
I took her on. Yes, I took her on it. I said, "Do you ride rides?" And she said, "Oh yeah." So I took her on Mystery Mine. Then on Wild Eagle, she goes, "Oh, I think I've had enough rides."
They're basically in the same spot.
She goes, "I've had enough rides for now," because it was a little more
intense than
she thought it would be.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cute.
But it's very smooth. So even there are some big drops to it. But it's one of the smoothest rides I've been on ever.
Yeah, it's metal. It's a metal coaster. I always like to say that. But you are suspended, like the middle part's on the track, and you yourself have your legs hanging free. So
the track's here in the middle. Yeah. You're like on the sides of the coaster. Yeah, but we did it at nighttime this time.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. So we wanted to go back at night because we've ridden this one many times in the past.
It was like a totally new experience.
Yeah. So you're going through. You can't see where the ground is very well. And so you're going down, and you're just like going towards the ground. I mean, of course, you know it goes back up again. But and
you don't know when the next twist, even though we've ridden it, in the dark, you don't know where each twist and turn. So it's fun.
Yeah. It made the thrill even higher because we're big thrill junkies.
Yeah.
So we really like that. And yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was fun.
The other one I did in the dark, I know you didn't do because it's not as. It's a bit.
Tennessee Tornado.
It's a bit briefer of a ride, so there is a long wait. my recommendation is wait till it's a lower line because it's a very quick ride. So you're
not.
All
these are on like what I call the horseshoe. So you go up the hill, you crest at the top, and then go down. So.
But if you like upside down, it goes upside down, I think 3 times.
I feel like
2 or 3 times. But I did it in the dark as well. And at this point, it was like 8 o'clock. So it's a bit cold outside. And I didn't have a jacket on or anything. So by the end, I was like, I am freezing. But yeah, you basically... This is another one where you go up in the mountains a little bit. It kind of wraps around. You got a few big drops, a couple upside downs, a few things that propel you. So yeah, it's definitely a high thrill, but it's very quick.
Right.
So if you're having to wait an hour and a half, you may not get a lot of joy because you walk up and ride. It's over in like 30
Looking
seconds.
at my list, yeah. So that's that one. Okay.
But it's a lot of fun though.
It is. I was getting food.
Yeah, she was hungry. She was getting her acai bowl. Yeah, acai bowl, acai bowl.
They were out of.
Let us know in the comments if you call it acai or acai.
Yeah, I always say acai. It's ACAI.
Yeah, but C has a little accent on it.
I know. It's acai. People tell me it's acai, but I'm probably gonna call it acai when I'm on my own. But they were out, so.
Mm-hmm. We got coconut though.
Coconut was good, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, but it's still delicious.
But they do have it. They have food because they want to offer more food options. They had a couple of food trucks up there, and the acai bowls were right by Tennessee Tornado.
Yep.
And they had some other nice options.
They had that. And it was also quesadillas. They had a quesadilla truck, I think, too, up there. I'm not sure if they're the same trucks year round.
Good job, Dollywood. Yeah. Good job.
But it was a nice variety. Yeah. They had a few others around the place too that had a nice little variety of food. So.
And they used to have they're redoing Dolly's museum right now. Who knows? It looks like the whole area is like walled off because they must be doing a big redo.
Yeah, they walled off a good probably 6 buildings used to be able to go into.
And so
and a few rides that were over there.
Yeah. So. Oh, I had a point.
Yes.
They used to have food trucks in that area, but of course they can't have them right now because
construction.
It's construction. So I'm looking forward to that opening next year.
Speaking of food, because I know we're talking about coasters, but now I'm hungry, so I'm thinking about food right now. A very nostalgic location that's still available for the public right now in Dollywood is called Red's Diner.
Yes.
And I have a childhood memories because I remember the milkshakes, and they have burgers, fries, chicken tenders. It's a very old school kind of retro diner. The staff has that kind of retro diner.
And this area is
uniform.
They call it the 50s area. Yeah. So they have little cars you can ride. 50s.
Yeah. It's all themed in the 50s car mechanic shop.
That's another park. Sorry, Big Red. What's it called?
Big Red's.
Big Red's. Okay.
Or Red's Diner.
Red's Diner, yeah.
But yeah, they have a retro mechanic shop over there. Kind of a couple little cars you can look at. They have those little cars the kids can drive in, and a little track, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is.
A lot of good memories as a kid.
And during the summer, they have like doo-wop singers. And they have, one of my favorite theaters is there too. It wasn't open when we were there. It's called the Pines.
Okay.
So they'll rotate. Like in the summer, they'll have a show. At Christmas, they'll have. Just made me think about that.
I hear a car outside.
Shut down for a few days, but they're going to start brand new Christmas shows. So they'll have the show they always have in the Pines, but it's always good. It's very good. It's very good. Very well done.
Dollywood does a great job at producing shows. They bring in different people, different styles, but yeah.
So check on the website, and they already have up the schedule.
For winter.
For the winter.
Christmas shows and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, check the website, because I know they shut down for a few days because they're decorating. They had to take all that fall decor down and pull up the
If you check our Instagram, I sent up some of the photos of the decorations. Not all of them, but they had I think they had, it's either 1,200 or 12,000 different pumpkins. I think there's 12,000 pumpkins in the place. The trolley person that drives you to the park was telling us about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was only half listening when she was like, because I think we were talking.
Yeah.
Of course we were talking.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah.
Can you imagine? They did Illuminite. So what they'll do is take all that down and they'll decorate that same horseshoe where you go up Craftman's Valley, go up to the roller coaster area. They'll do the entire thing in Christmas, in holiday.
Very, very festive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It's wonderful. It gets you in the mood. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Thunderhead.
Yeah, a few more coasters, then got a few other things on Dollywood, and then
just in case
probably need to start wrapping up because I have a few things I have to do today.
We're just doing like an overview of it. So Thunderhead real quick. I had heard, we just ran out of time. I think my feet just wore out on me. I didn't get to go on that.
We were there for like 8 hours.
Yes, but I had heard they tightened up some of the bolts and wasn't as shaky, and so you rode it.
Yep. Thunderhead. Yes.
It's all wooden coaster.
Yeah. So it's one of their older coasters, and it used to be pretty shaky on you. You definitely move into it, but like my movement was more fluid. I didn't feel like I was shaking or back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Good coaster.
Because I always look out for your body on shakiness on coasters.
Thank you.
And I think it's one you could definitely go on. We just ran out of time for you to do it afterwards, but I rode it, and I can definitely feel the improvement. It's not as, I don't want to say lopsided, but they definitely made it either tighter or smoother.
It used to vibrate a lot.
Yeah, I think it used to vibrate, and they definitely made it. Honestly, I thought it was like a newer wooden coaster.
Wow,
That's how it
nice.
felt. So
nice. Okay, so check out Thunderhead.
that one's really fun. There's no flips because it's wooden, but it's one I recommend. It's really well made. It's long. You have a few drops to it, some kind of side turns to it. And it's really good. If you're not there for super high thrill, but you want some excitement, this is a really good one to go to. It's one of I think the first one we did was that one.
Yes.
Well, I think it was Thunder Road or the Lightning Rod,
and
then we did
first,
Thunder.
And then you did Thunderhead.
Yeah.
And then there's two more, Dragonflyer and Big Bear Mountain. So you've never done either one of those before.
I have. Yeah, I've not done Big Bear Mountain. That was a new one.
It's a brand new coaster this year.
We also had that Firehouse one too, right?
Oh yeah, I love that Fire Chaser Express.
Right,
Yes.
Yeah, Big Bear. We did so much. My brain's kind of putting them all together now.
Big Bear's a brand new coaster. I call it a family coaster. It's
more
very
tame.
long. It's the orange ride over in the
Wildwood Grove.
Yeah. It's got orange track, but it takes you behind a waterfall. You hear a bear growl. It's
the drops aren't too intense. There are some drops, but it's very smooth. It's a metal coaster. There's no flips to it. You get a couple of sideways things, but it's very. It's in the kids area. It's not a kid coaster, but it's something your 12-year-old can go on, and be fine on, and not have to. If they don't like coasters, they can probably withstand this one and be okay.
Right. It was fun. That was fun. Yeah. I mean, it's not like high thrill, but the beauty of it is it's nice and long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get a lot of joy on that ride.
Yeah, enjoy it. You go under a waterfall, you hear the bear, you're like,
a bear growls at you the whole time. They're trying to hunt a bear, and at the very end, it's there on the side. It's like,
and they have a big bear paw at the front. I mean, nice theming, theme. And the Dragonflyer has has a nice throw. It's not long enough.
Yeah, it's very short.
Very short,
quick.
But very fun. It's another one where you're suspended. Yeah. It was fun.
So one of those, if you ever been to Six Flags, it's kind of like the Raptor style harness.
Yes.
Where kind of like your legs are hanging, but it wraps you in like a seat and then a chest piece over top of you.
You're like in a bucket seat.
Yeah, so you're holding this thing.
And the last one was Fire Chaser Express.
Yep. That one, I won't spoil it unless you want to go on it, but there is a bit of creativity to how the coaster functions.
Yes, it's one of my... I enjoy it. It's not... It's also not a high thrill.
Yeah, it's like a low-medium thrill.
Low to medium, right. I mean, you should tell people.
Yeah. So you go backwards a little bit on it. So you go to a point where the track changes. So you go on a path, and you don't realize as you go past it that then the track moves over. So you go back down the same way, but it goes in an alternate direction.
You go into this fire... The setup is another great themed ride. It's like a fire station, so that's why Fire Chase. So you go into where all these fireworks are. They take off.
So there is fire that comes up. So if you child that's afraid of loud sounds or a lot of big explosions, there's a spot where you're sitting there, and then right next to you, the fireworks they explode and fire erupts. Yeah. So that's one thing to be wary of if you have a little one who's riding it. But beyond that, it's lots of fun.
It's fun. I mean, for us, we would also just know that we like high thrill, like lightning rods are. Wild Eagle, those are our style, but super fun. Super fun. All right, those are all the coasters, so hey.
That's all the coasters. There are more rides besides coasters, so there are some more low thrill rides. They have some, I think this leaning tower thing that you go on and spins you around and leans back and forth.
That one's gone.
Oh, that one's gone? No.
They couldn't, the company that made it stopped making the parts and they had to take it out, and now it's just a drop.
Yeah. Well, that's fun too, but.
It is.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It needs to drop 3 times, but it's good.
I will say at night you could see the tower at night, and it's pretty cool looking at night.
Interesting, yeah.
But they have some water rides too. So summertime they got a log flume ride. They have a river rampage type ride where you're in a little raft. You're going through. You do get soaked in that one. So
the log flume is actually gone too. Now they have is Splash Mountain.
Yeah, well that's what I meant. For
Yeah.
most people, that's a log type flume. Yeah. We're thinking of an old school log ride.
Yeah.
Oh, Daredevil Falls.
Daredevil, sorry.
But it's one that's like big drop downs.
If you've ever ridden
Splash
Mountain at Disney World, it's the same ride. I mean,
it's in practice the same ride. You don't wait. I think at Splash Mountain you go a little longer trying to get to the ride. True. So you get to it a little faster, which is kind of nice. So you get bored of sitting there going, I'm ready for the drop down.
Yeah.
But
So very fun, very fun. One other thing about Dollywood is we were talking to people in line and they didn't realize Dollywood had turkey legs.
Yes. our favorite food in the world.
Yeah, so we both
One of our favorite food, but something we highly recommend and eat almost
yes.
every time.
Yeah, so we've got turkey legs, and then they have non-releasable eagles, so you can get your turkey leg, grab a picnic table, and watch and listen to the eagles.
If you check out our Instagram at May in the South Pod, I have photos of both those things up there already.
Nice.
So you can go through and look at some eagles. You look at our turkey leg. I kind of cut it open and gave you a look at the juiciness on the inside. I ate the entire thing, picked it clean.
It was wonderful. And then I know you're trying to watch your sweet intake, but we of course had to get cinnamon bread at the grist mill, and it was wonderful. So those are my two.
I don't have any this time, but it is wonderful, and it's one of those things where if you sit in the park and you start eating it, it's very easy to eat the whole thing while you're eating it. But I was a little ashamed of my father. He didn't eat the last little bit of his. I know. It's like, should have told us.
I know. I would have eaten it.
Love him to death, but he's not the best of leftovers.
Yes. And he'll say, "Oh, okay," but he didn't eat it.
No.
All right. Anything else? That's good. That was great.
There's so much to Dollywood.
There's so much more to Dollywood. It's just our day.
Yeah. There's a lot of food that you can explore.
Oh, talk about the band we saw. That was so good.
So I've heard this band once before, and they are locally in Nashville. They're called Rockland Road. They are like a mix of like pop, country, soul, hip hop. They do all sorts of varieties. Definitely has a more country influence.
I don't know the term, guys, but I call it like country rock.
Yeah, kind of country rock, but they have some more classical country music. They have like keyboard, electric guitar, bass, drums. But it's the whole band's all family members. It's mom, father, 2 sons, 2 daughters.
Right.
And I love their music.
Are you going to tell about the mom?
I'll get that, yeah.
Because that was a really cool story. But before you even tell about it, we're going to get you excited about it because they're wonderful. You can sample their music where.
Yeah. So if you go to Rockland Road, so rocklandroad.com, or just type in their band name, it'll pop up as the first suggestion on Google. They have some samples of their audio. They have their tour dates. For the rest of this year, they're only doing 2 more tours. They probably have some smaller venues they're going to. But for Thanksgiving and Christmas, they're not doing as much right now. November, they're going to be in Washington, Indiana on November 18th. And December 1st, they will be in Brillion, Wisconsin. But they've performed at the White House. They performed in Dollywood for us. Because I was listening to them as they're doing some background at the live show they're doing. I
have a question. I'm not good about finding music. Do they have their songs on something? Some
yeah,
platform?
So you can find it on probably Google Music, on Spotify, iTunes. I'm sure they're on all those places. They do some cover music. They also have several other original songs too. I think they've been getting into more original songs in the last year or two. So they've been writing their own music.
That's neat.
But their vocals are fantastic. One of the girls is probably the lead singer, I would say. But also they have a son who also does a lot of songs. So they do a lot of variety. They'll swap out one person to the drums, one to sing, one to guitar, one switches to bass.
We were like, this is amazing. We just got, it was 45 minutes. I would have stayed.
Yeah. Well, they did 2 shows that night. Yeah. We only did the first show because we were going to do some other things. Right. But
it was quite, we try to listen to a little clip because they change out their music act. So it's not always the same. They're not there now, so don't go up. Yeah. Don't go to Dollywood expecting to
They're only there for the end of the festival.
Right. So a lot of times Ben's taught me I can pull a band up and listen to a little clip so I can know what type of music.
Yeah, but they post a lot on Instagram, on YouTube. We just followed them on Instagram the other day, so I get some updates about what they're doing. But their group's called Rockland Road, and they are delightful to listen to. They're funny, energetic.
So good.
The music alone is great, but also their vocals are fantastic. They sing some more contemporary songs, some old school songs. They sing a wide variety for everybody, basically.
Right. But tell about the mom, about her connection to our part of the woods.
So the mother of the band, she is the daughter of the Oak Ridge Boys, one of the Oak Ridge Boys members. Was it lead singer? I can't remember if it's the lead. I thought it was just one of the singers. But so their entire life they've had great mentors. The Oak Ridge Boys are from this area, so
they're just up the road.
Yeah, right up the road, about maybe 20 minutes or so.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I want to say one other thing. Her mom sang at the background and sings at the Grand Ole Opry.
So their whole family is music oriented. The kids were saying how from a young age their grandfather taught them how to perform and gives them tips of how to engage with the audience, all these things. You really saw that. I was fascinated by the guy playing the keyboard. I can't remember his name, but he was he had a great voice. But also two, he was just because some keyboard players get really into and they're jamming and stuff, and it was just I used to play music when I was younger, so I'm fascinated by musicians.
And appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I know the hard work that goes into it. I really need to start brush up my music because I haven't played in years.
You got a guitar.
Yeah, I do have a guitar. My calluses are not there in my fingers anymore, but I need to pick that up again. Yeah. So it was. I hope to see them next year sometime because I would love to meet them because they did a little meet and greet, but we were off to go ride some rides and things, so we kind of listened and peace. Also, the crowd was pretty big, so it was hard to.
All the shows were. I mean, people came for the shows.
Yeah. Yeah, but they did a meet and greet. From what I know about them, they're very friendly with their fans. They want to engage with everybody.
They really enjoyed being so close to home.
Yeah.
Because they're from Nashville. And because when they mentioned the Oak Ridge Boys area, it's like, woohoo!
Yeah, everybody cheered. They did one of their songs, and the mom actually...
did the Mau Maus.
Yeah, did the very low bass notes of one of the songs. They did a quick, 1 minute segment of the song. But yeah.
It was fun. Super fun. Mm-hmm. If you check them out, guys.
Yeah.
They're wonderful.
Rock on Road.
Yeah, I just want to bring them up.
Yeah.
I know you're under a little time.
We love music, but we don't usually rave about bands a whole lot. They were fantastic. They were really good.
We're like, okay, we're going to close our night out because we did all these rides and we ate our turkey legs. And we're like, we're going to close it out with a show. And boy, did we pick a good show.
I do want to say that I did shout them out on Instagram and they responded back to it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So,
only thing I want to say is in our area, there will be several, because that was the fall. Now we're going to move into winter and Christmas festivals, and there are several.
Yep. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. I
showed a friend of mine that you can go to Facebook, and then you go to your profile, and then you click on events, and she didn't know that. So do that, go to your events, and all the events in your area will pop up. We have a close by town called Clinton, which is in this area, and they have several.
Yeah.
They've kind of turned their whole downtown into an antique, historic, come and see me place.
One great thing about Knoxville, which is one reason why we're still here after all these years, is that it's very close to a lot of great locations. I know you can say that anywhere, but you have your Oak Ridge, your Maryville, your Clinton, your North Carolina's not far away, Georgia's not far away.
I just went 30 minutes down the road and saw a wonderful balloon festival in Dandridge.
And I wanted to go, but I had to work. So
I mean,
your friend who loves me to death was really sad I couldn't go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She's like, well, why didn't he come? I'm like, well, he had to work.
She always asks, where's Ben? I'm like, I can't go right now. I want to. But
it was good.
But those photos will also be on Instagram of the festival. She took some great drone footage of the festival, too.
And I asked her if we could share it, and she said sure.
Yep.
So
she was like, of course, Lisa.
Well, I never like to... she took that special effort to take pictures and drone shots, and I don't want to share it without asking, so... Yay. But there is the one I did look up for you guys is Christmas in Clinton is December 9th and 10th. And it's 10 to 5. Holiday market outside. All the vendors will have their stores open. And there's a cookie crawl.
Ooh, that sounds good.
You go, I know it's for children, but I'll probably participate. It's 1 to 4 and you get to decorate your own cookie.
I could drag your husband to it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he'll do that.
He likes cookies a lot. Yeah.
So, yeah. So be on the lookout for all those great festivals.
Yeah, but I'll say Thanksgiving's right around the corner also. It's about 20 days from now. I know that a lot of folks out there don't have family nearby. So if you have friends who aren't with a family, invite them to your house for Thanksgiving.
Which I have done.
Yes. So I know we talked about it a little bit. Haven't gotten into much details yet. But I thought about possibly doing that for our friends. Having hosting just anybody that wants to doesn't have a lot of family nearby. Just come over here, hang out either the day before, whatever day it might be. Bring some food, a little home cooking.
It's always fun. Be
merry, hang out. Because I know for me personally, all my family is either in Texas or have passed away. So it's just really the three of us here locally. Right. We have a couple family up in Virginia, but it's hard for them to travel, all that stuff. Right. So really, friends are my family now. So it's having them come by and hang out.
Making your own family.
That's okay too.
I'm his family, but making an extended family.
But I see you all. We travel all the time. I see you all the time.
I know. Yeah. That's what a friend of mine said. Where's Ben? I was out somewhere and they go, well, where's Ben? I'm like, well, he's not with me.
We're not always together.
It's not all the time. Yeah. It was funny.
Yeah, but I highly recommend you reach out to your friends. Maybe a family member you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe something happened. Reach out to them. This is a great time to reach out to others. So I suggest you do that. Our phrase is always be kind. So do a little kindness for others.
I agree.
Yeah.
So agree.
One last thing about the holidays I want to ask you about, which I mentioned very briefly before the podcast. I sprung it on you.
My notes, yeah.
A little quick debate.
Oh, yes.
When do you think is the appropriate time to set up Christmas trees and lights?
Growing up with my family, we were never allowed to do it until after Thanksgiving. But now I'm thinking before.
Yeah. I'm an advocate of like right around Thanksgiving, like the week of, but like
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, put all that work into it.
I really don't see the big deal. Be like, why are you putting up so soon? I'm like, who cares?
Right.
It's like it's not.
No.
I mean, if you have the time, it's more of when you have time to do it, go ahead and set it up. If you're going to anyways, might as well do it now. But I think post Halloween, like don't do it before Halloween, but anytime after Halloween is an okay time.
I have never done it before Thanksgiving, but I think I am going to this year.
Yeah. Well, I want to do a tree too, so I was actually gonna surprise you with the tree. I wasn't gonna tell you about the tree stuff, but we talked about it already. So.
Yay.
We have, I think, what is it? 3 small trees now, or just 2 small trees? So we've been gifted over the years.
I have a big tree, and 3.
Because I had 2 small trees at one point, and you had 1 or 2.
I personally have 2.
Yes, I think we have 4 small ones and 1 big one. Yeah.
So we'll see what all gets put up. We're gonna put up something.
Yeah. Now, next question: when do you take it down? What's the latest? What's the latest date you should?
See, my mama always said I had to take it down before New Year's. That was bad
New
luck.
Year's?
You had to take it down before New Year's Day. Couldn't even have a bow on the mailbox. That was her superstition. Yeah. So I still feel like, I gotta get all that down.
I'd say like the first week of January. Sometime during that week is fine. Because otherwise you got Christmas 25th. It's only like 6 days of having it post. Yeah. Pretty fast to find time to then take it down, put it away, and all that stuff.
It's a lot of effort, so.
Yeah. But I've been seeing a big trend.
You stick with the traditions that you grew up with,
Speaking of like holiday lights, I found recently in our neighborhood a lot of like Halloween lights. People have like orange lights up for Halloween. That's been something recently that I haven't seen that over the past 20 years.
A big decorating for the fall and festivals. And
it's a lot more common now. They probably transition that into Christmas too, but yeah.
Yeah, I had my door like fence post leaner and pumpkins and
Yeah. Well, that's about most of our topics we have for today. We don't have anything to really show off tool wise or any sort of fun things we've gotten recently, so just show off ourselves. That's basically all it is. Yeah. I am clean shaven today for my role. Well, my face is scratchy now, but it's clean shaven.
I didn't recognize you when you shaved it off.
Yeah, my bar guest didn't either. Like, who's this? Like, it's Ben. Oh, hey. But I didn't get many comments because people are like, just. Some people only knew me with the beard, so never saw the contrast. So it was just, he's no beard now.
That's funny.
Yeah. I do want to say that we are on Instagram and Facebook. I like to always shout these out. We're also on YouTube now, too, so you can find us live every week. On YouTube, it's Tuesday, 7 p.m. Usually. Today's a little bit different because of just Halloween and everything going on. But come, like our videos, share our videos, comment on them. Come in our live chat and talk to me. I have my chat right here in front of me. You can always chat with us.
When my friends that if on Apple, it's your purple button, and you just touch it at the top and you're following.
Yeah. So. But YouTube, we are
subscribed on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, we are Made in the South podcast. So like my mom said, subscribe to us, like our videos, comment, share. Everything you want to do. You can tap on the notification bell if you want to, but we're always going to be live on Tuesdays, so hopefully you can just find us on Tuesday. Instagram, we are Made in the South Pod, all one word. I try to post at least every week. I've been trying
to do better.
Yeah, well, we got pretty busy for a while, so it's easy when you have a lot of posts to get overwhelmed. Because I have a lot of photos on my phone I've not posted yet that I need to. But I posted like 20-something photos at Dollywood, and I posted something else too up there. It's something fun we did the other day that I posted on Instagram. But you can find us there. We're also on Facebook where we post and share information. It could be an event coming up where we share recipes. Could be food items. Could be events.
Well, I've been visiting several of our state parks, so did you put some of those up?
I have not yet, but that's in my collection of my thousands on my gallery to post. But yes. That's a great way to find out just little snippets of what's going on. It could be a behind-the-scenes photo. It could be just you and I doing a selfie together. Who knows what it might be.
Right.
It could be, hey, I made a great sandwich. Here's a picture of my sandwich.
Yes.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Soup.
Or a funny animal doing something silly outside. Yeah. But yeah, that's about all the information. I think we're going to move on to some... Yeah.
We always have a lot more. But
definitely not cringy jokes right now.
Yeah, we were trying to, we try to just have a... I call it adventure alert. So that was our big alert this week was Dollywood.
Yep. So mine aren't really themed. They're just kind of funny. Okay. So do you want me to start?
Go ahead.
Do you know what a... oh, shoot.
No, I don't.
My brain blanked on what they're called. Oh, my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Why can't I think of what the animal's called?
An animal.
That's not what's a bug.
Arachnid.
The bug that eats wood. I can't think of his
Termite.
name. Termite. Oh my god, I cannot think of termite. What do termites and the Eiffel Tower have in common?
I don't know.
They're both parasites.
Parasites. Well, you know, my favorite comedian, Kathleen Madigan, her fans are called termites.
Whoa, I'm your favorite comedian, Mother. She had what? I'm sorry.
Her fans are called termites.
Oh, they're called termites? I didn't know that.
Because they always send her crunchy snacks.
That's funny. Do you have a joke?
I do. The kids that came up, they were coming up in droves, so I only got a few of these written down. But
yeah, so these are all jokes from local kids and neighborhood kids.
Mostly the 10 and under sets. I know that. I had several. I said, "Oh, do you know a joke?" And they go, "Knock, knock." And, you know, who's there? It was that banana. Aren't you glad?
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
Yeah. Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? I got that several times, and I had to act like...
it was hilarious.
It was the first time. But here's some good one. All right. What did one egg say to the other egg?
What?
Let's get cracking.
That's definitely a kid joke.
That was a kid joke, right? Let me give you another kid one. This was good. She was very... I enjoyed it, but she was very like, I got one. She was very confident. She said... what did the calculator say to the pencil?
I don't know. What do you say?
You can count on me.
Oh, okay.
That was good. She was very happy. You got one?
Yeah. So there was a janitor hiding, wanted to spook somebody. What do you say when he hopped out of the closet that he was hiding in?
When he hopped out?
Yeah, somebody walked in, he hops out. What do you say to him?
Boo.
Supplies.
Oh, supplies. That's a good one. You got me on that one. All right. This one is, I told him I'd say his name, but, you know, it was a kid, so I don't want to say his actual name. But this is from, I'll use this initial J. He said, what do you call a cow with no legs?
Cow, no. I know this one. Well, unless it's a different punchline. Ground beef.
It was. That was it. That was it.
It's a good one.
That was a good one. And then his friend, who was S, said, it was pretty funny. It took me a minute to get it, but it was really funny. What do you call a fish with no eye?
A fish with no eye? I don't know. That's really good. That's really good. I like that one. That was good comedy.
That was good. All right.
Let's see here.
It was really fun getting the joke. A lot of the kids would come in like 7 or 8 at a time, so it was hard to write them all down.
Do you know what you call a factory that only makes okay products?
No.
A satisfactory.
I don't get it.
Yeah, they're satisfactory. They're good enough.
With no facts. You said.
No, what do you call a factory that only makes okay products?
Oh, I get it.
Satisfactory.
Factory. Okay.
Yeah.
I would have got that when I listened to the podcast later.
So oftentimes, guys, I think I said it before, but when we're telling jokes, and we're like, oh, okay. She'll listen to the podcast like tomorrow or on Saturday. Like, they were so funny.
They're so funny.
I didn't pick up that when we were talking together.
So I just pretend sometimes. All right. This is, of course, from the, I don't say students anymore because I'm retired, but from the kids. Why did the fish cross the ocean? Why did the fish cross the ocean?
Why?
To get to the other tide.
Oh, God. That's a nice twist on that joke. I have one final one and then probably wrap it up here.
Okay.
Do you know how the moon cuts its hair?
No.
Eclipse it.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I have one last one from my...
One final joke.
Joke for my trick-or-treaters. What did the dad say to the buffalo as he left for college?
Dad said to the buffalo? I don't know.
Bison.
Oh, my God.
Bison.
That's funny, though.
Bison.
That's good.
That was good.
Well, guys, we want to thank you for being here. We hope you had a great Halloween. We hope you have a great weekend. Hope to see you all next week.
Get out and do those adventures.
Yep. Invite your friends to your house for Thanksgiving if you know they don't have anybody nearby. Yeah, we always want to talk and chat with you guys. Shout us out, email us.
And I want you to always be kind.
Well, guys, you have a great week. We will see you next time. Till then, be good.
Bye.